Hello everyone, and welcome to another read-along. This is your friendly heads-up warning that we are going to be going into a critical reading of Zenith. That means it will not only contain every single spoiler, but if Zenith is one of your favorite books and you cannot stand to see it ripped apart into little tiny pieces, then this isn't the review for you. See you next time. Thanks for playing. Hello and welcome back! Adam is not here to save you today. It's just me. But we can have fun anyway. We're on to chapter 54, which is back with Lyra. Great. Kendra really wants to sit on my lap. We'll see. I'm wearing really thin pants and she tends to like to claw my legs. So if I scream suddenly in pain, it's the pain of love. The claws of love. Oh, she's left. Alright, she's like, no, I will not be insulted like this. Chapter 54. So, Lyra lives on a planet called, Adhera, and so the nights there are adherent nights, as she says she's always loved adherent nights, and now in my head I'm going, adherent nights like adherent days. Oh, the cats are back, and now there's two of them. Kinji came back and she brought a friend. I don't understand this, why this choice was made. Is this the correct thing to do? Lyra is remembering a conversation she had with the girls the night before, and instead of being inside of quotations, the things the girls said the night before are italicized, and I don't know why. Shouldn't they be in quotations? They were still said. Just because they were said in the past doesn't make them any less said. I'm confused. So that chapter just was kind of Lyra and her brother talking, and Lyra, they're about to go to the party, and Lyra's still agonizing over whether she's going to stay or go, and it really wasn't much to that chapter. But we are on to chapter 55, and it is a Dex chapter, and I hope he doesn't disappoint me. My boy, my delightful idiot. Oh, Dex is sad and wants to go get crunk because this was one of the first places that he and Andy went together when they were dating. Not on a date, they were tracking down somebody, but that's their version of dating is going after people because they're bounty hunters. So he's all ugh, soul pain. Okay, so this first section, the first 2 pages are just descriptions of the festival and whatever. Take it or leave it, I don't care. Dex is looking around for a place to get booze, and then he sees the girls walking, and I like this sentence. For a moment as Dex looked at them, he caught himself thinking, there's my crew. That's a fine sentence, but then they have to qualify it because these authors cannot leave well enough alone. Though he hadn't set out to, he'd bonded with the Marauders. Their personalities were magnetic. They each shone brightly in their own ways. And the thought of leaving them behind once this was all over suddenly saddened him. We don't need any of that when we can have this moment where he just catches himself thinking, there's my crew. And we as a reader who have been reading this entire book understand that what that feeling would mean to him. Oh no, Dex has spotted Andy, which means we're probably going to get a lengthy description of how fucking hot she is, in case we didn't understand that already.
A hook, ball, and chain, and the girl got you captive. She looks good, the girl's attractive.
And yeah, he sees her, he's like, man, she's really sexy, but she's here with Vallon, and I'm just gonna go get drunk. So, and then that was my Dex chapter, and it's all over, and he didn't really do anything. We just described the festival, and described the girls, and described Andy, and Dex felt a little bit sad about some stuff. Disappointing Dex chapter, I really shouldn't be surprised. Chapter 56 is with Androma, but then 57 is back with Dex, so we might read 56 and 57 at least. I'm trying to blast through these, you guys, because I gotta finish this book before I'm dead, and it's really difficult. I wish that they had trimmed this down. I'd be done with this book already if they had trimmed as much of this out as needs to be trimmed out. Just even shortening sentences, getting rid of redundant paragraphs, getting rid of all of these descriptions we don't need would have shortened this book considerably. And this is something we all can look for in our own writing as we're going back through, as we're going through our first, second draft, looking for paragraphs that don't need to be there, looking for these redundancies, looking for places where we were just telling instead of showing. Especially if you're an overwriter, you've got too much. Those are the things to definitely look for. Water acquired. I made Kinchu angry because she was laying on me. So I'm curious, like, I'm assuming, because we've been leading up to this festival, talking about this festival, now we're finally at this festival. I'm assuming that, like, the general's gonna show up or some shit's gonna go down, big explosion of some kind at this festival. But we'll see. This is a really weird thing for Andy to think about. She's coming, you know, she's loosening up, she's, like, enjoying the festival, and then she thinks, and Alfie was probably still pining after memory deep in the belly of Remor, and it was an added gift, seemingly from the god stars above, that he wasn't present. Why would she even stop to think about the robot in this moment? Like, what? The robot is such an afterthought to this book, and it's even more to the characters. Eliminate this paragraph, you lose nothing. She says, Andy couldn't remember the last time she and her crew had an outing this alive. Is it because you kill them, Andy? Is it because you kill every time you go on an outing and everyone's dead? I feel like that's why. Honestly, I get way more chemistry right now from Vallon and Andy, loud motorcycle, than I do from Dex and Andy, because they're getting a chance, like, their relationship feels newer. Like, even though they also have a history, there's not so much history that we're supposed to just, like, pick up from all of the flashbacks and everything. They have a very light history, and now it feels more like they're getting to know each other now, versus Dex and Andy, where there's just too much past for them to really feel it. Like, maybe that's just me. I'm not a big fan of those, you know, we used to be together in the past and now we're reconnecting stories. The past is in the past. Even that said, I don't think this one is particularly well done, even if you do like those kind of stories. So, like, even though I was getting a very creepy vibe from past Vallon, current Vallon and Andy seem like they could, like, potentially be a thing. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna be, because I'm pretty sure the switch is gonna flip and Vallon's gonna turn on them all. But a girl can dream. So that chapter is over, and it really, again, it wasn't anything terribly crucial. A little bit of Andy and Vallon that I liked, but mostly, like, there's a little bit at the beginning about the flag and how, like, the flag for the unified systems is different now because it's excluding Nora's planet. You could leave that in, but really this chapter didn't do that much, and we're on to the next one, chapter 57, where we're back with Dex. Come on, my boy. Don't disappoint me. He's probably super drunk, but maybe he will dance with Andy because of his drunkenness. Or he'll be jealous because she's dancing with Vallon now. One or the other. Oh man, you guys, Dex is just the best, and he's pining for Andy so hard. He's sitting at the edge of the crowd, or I should say the edges of the crowd. More than one edge, apparently. He's maybe flitting around. But many women have asked him to dance. No men, because no homo. And he has turned them all down because he is trying to just catch a glimpse of Andy. That's how piney he is right now. Thanks, I hate it. Also, we have the I don't know what love/lust/pining feels like trope in a grown man. Like, you can get away with it in a teenager, but, like, Dex is a grown man, and he's still like, what is this feeling? Am I sick? Did the robot give me too much painkiller? Like, dude, you're just hot for a girl. First we get a lengthy description of how hot Andy looks while she's dancing, and then Dex sees her with Vallon, and he's like, yep, this is what my life is now, pining after this girl, piney pine, and she loves someone else because Vallon is dancing with her, and I hate all of these tropes. We get both of the things I predicted. He's like, fuck it. Imagine I'm throwing down a glass of beer. And he's like, I'm going to go dance with her. So he goes to dance with her, and she's drunk too. So she, like, throws herself into his arms. And they're, like, passionately dancing, and she's pressed up against him. And then, just as they're about to kiss, there's an explosion. So, you know, all of my predictions came true in a single chapter. And the next chapter, 58, is with Androma, and it's literally about a page long. So we're just going to read it. Oh, Lyra's brother's been shot. This puts a monkey wrench into her concern about staying. Is it going to make her want to stay more or less? What do you guys think? So there's men attacking, and they have guns, and they're shooting everybody, and Andy recognizes a symbol on the guns as them being from Zen Petra, or whatever, however the fuck you pronounce it, which we all knew, but yes. This Queen Nor has come to exact her revenge with her soldiers somehow. Like, okay, if she uses her people as soldiers, with the zombie thing, that's what I'm calling it, with the Zenith, where is she getting the weapons? Like, I suppose maybe there's just weapons left over from the war that she's managed to, maintain, but, her planet is in such rough shape and nobody is helping her. I still find it dubious that even if she had brainwashed all of her people to be mindless soldiers for her, they would really be able to do all that much. I guess we'll see. There's so much books still left. Duh, I don't feel like even though I've gotten noticeably further in the book, I still feel like I've gotten nowhere, this book will never end. It's the same feeling I kind of had with Savior's Champion, where it was where is this going? There doesn't feel like there's really a good arc happening. I kind of know what's going to happen, but it still feels really meandery and, just wandering around, and these characters aren't good enough to keep me just happy to be hanging out with them. If they were good characters that I liked, I wouldn't even mind. I'd be like, yeah, alright, I'll hang out with these people, plot, whatever. But I don't like anyone except Dex, and he's not in it nearly enough, so... Right, Vallon's point of view, chapter 59. Now, I know that Andy and her friends crash landed on this planet, but, maybe they should have kept Vallon's presence a secret. I know they wanted to get him healed by these people, but at the same time, they had no idea who might be broadcasting his presence throughout the galaxy. You can't just assume that an entire planet is fine with the general just because the queen here is fine with the general. So, yeah. I'm sure it's actually because Vallon is a plant and he's got a tracker or something in him, but... they weren't as discreet as they could be / should be. Isn't she supposed to be a famous pirate or something? Apparently Andy brought her swords to a dance party, so she's, doing her thing. Now, isn't this a planet of mutants, and don't some of those mutants have, superpowers? So, shouldn't they be, totally owning the crap out of these soldiers, even though these soldiers do have guns? So all that chapter was the attack. And now we're on to chapter 60. So Vallon he ran, he hid for a little while. Andy found him. Andy's looking badass, killing people with her swords. And somehow not getting shot. Probably all the bullets are deflecting off of her cheekbones. And now we're on to Andy in chapter 60. Apparently Gilly also brought her guns to a dance party. So it's a good thing these girls are A, really violent, and B, we're totally allowed to do that. And nobody was like, why have you brought guns and swords to a party? Oh yeah, and also, Breck is bulletproof, so they could all just, kind of hide behind her and sneak away. She should just be, sitting in front of them, and they could be using her as cover, their chest-high wall from video games, except for, she's a person. That'd be great. I see no flaws.
It's okay, I got my good friend chest high wall.
So once again, Dex has to be the hero that we need, and he's we need to get out of here, obviously, and we can't, we're too far away from, all of the buildings and mountains and everything, and everybody's getting slaughtered, so, we're gonna just steal one of the enemy's ships, because they've, unloaded most of their troops, so we're just gonna go in one, and take it, and then we'll fly Vallon back to his dad ourselves. Why Vallon's dad isn't already here? Don't know, because like I said, you'd think he'd have people. As usual, Dex is having to do all of the heavy lifting because everyone else is too busy angsting. Oh no. Oh no. Andy tells them to find soldiers, and potentially probably kill soldiers that are their sizes. So I think they're going to do the old, let's steal armor and sneak in thing. Yep. That's the end of that chapter, and we're on to chapter 61, which is Dex. Dex is the next two chapters. Again, I don't know why they don't, especially since one of them's about a page long. I don't know why they don't just combine them, but sure. Let's get back with our good buddy Dex and see how he's doing. Yep, they're wearing armor. Somehow they had time to not only kill soldiers that were roughly their same size, but also change into their armor. Nobody killed them in the time it took them to do that. So that's impressive. Luckily, these soldiers, similar to stormtroopers, all are wearing masks, so Andy and her crew can totally just wear the uniforms and not be spotted. Thank goodness grunts are always faceless. Wow, we changed perspectives halfway through this chapter as well. These authors cannot settle on a point of view. I don't understand why they won't just, like, let us not know what every character is thinking, you know what I mean? I mean, I guess we don't get any Gillian Breck point of view, but still, like, we have to know exactly what Andy is thinking, even though she's in the same place, in the same situation as Dex. So they get to a little ship, and they go inside, and they're, like, scouting out to find the crew, and Dex goes one way, and the girls go the other way, and then Andy hears a shot, and that's the end of the chapter. And now we're back with Dex to find out what he discovered on the bridge of this little scout ship that they're stealing. And it's a scary giant person like what Breck is, who has bulletproof skin. You know, it's really convenient that when bullets hit these people, they just stop and fall to the floor instead of pinging off. Like I said, somebody did the research in some review that I saw that said that bullets would not just stop and crumple, they would deflect. So, yeah, it's really convenient because Gilly has shown up to help Dex, and she's firing a bunch of rounds at this giant guy, and obviously they're just stopping and falling to the floor instead of deflecting and hitting the crew. And the giant guy punches Breck, who passes out, and then Andy comes running in, and she looks all magnificent and scary with her swords, and then Dex passes out because I think he got hit in the face. And we're on to chapter 63, which is back with Andy, and she's going to fight the giant guy with her swords, and I don't know, maybe they can't handle swords as well. Maybe it's just bullets. My question is, like, okay, this guy is the pilot of this little scout ship, right? But wouldn't they want every soldier to be down there on the planet, especially a soldier who is bulletproof? Like, wouldn't he be the one? Wouldn't they have somebody weak and pathetic stay and watch over the ship and have him go and fight on the ground? Because I don't think they're, like, expecting somebody to come and try to steal their ship, you know? It's a convenient boss fight, but it doesn't make a lot of sense logistically. Nope, he's also sword-proof, but fortunately her swords do not bend and break when they hit him. They just ping off. Swords ping off, bullets just stop. Obviously, that's just science. So Andy's still just sword-fighting this guy on a catwalk, and I don't know, like, isn't she supposed to be smart? Like, shouldn't she be like, obviously I can't hurt him with my sword, so I need to make a better plan? But no, she's just sword-fighting with him.
Yes, I'd forgotten you're moonlighting as a criminal mastermind now.
So, Andy gets both of her swords taken by this giant guy. Her swords are knocked away. She's about to die. And then all of a sudden, the giant guy just literally explodes. He is reduced to mist. That's how exploded he is. When she looks, there's not even fragments of him left. It's just like a smear. And she looks down to see that Alfie is, for some reason, here with a rocket launcher, which apparently that's what it takes to kill these guys. And also he's brought the little fuzzy creature who is Fizzgig in my head. And it's like, why? Where did you come from? Boy, are you fucking convenient. I thought maybe we were going to be like, Lyra got a hold of her powers and vaporized this guy with like a heat ray or something. But no, even weirder. It's Alfie. Now, maybe something else bigger is going on here, and the general knew this attack was going to happen, and so he sent Alfie to help or something, but what? What? And then Andy just tells Alfie to program their new ship to fly away, and he does, and that's the end of the chapter. Chapter 64 is with Lyra. We're just going to keep going here, because we're almost to 300, page 390, so that's about where I wanted to stop. Luckily, the soldiers that were sent had alcohol on their ship, so Lyra can get drunk. Because the Queen would definitely send soldiers to this planet with booze. Ooh, we have a little bit of conflict between these characters. Rather late in the book, but I guess I'll take it. Lyra is mad at Andy because she feels that the attack on Lyra's homeworld was Andy's fault. Nah, but she's allowed to be mad about it, whatever. But hey, at least we're getting some conflict between these, like, perfect friends that are always, like, the most loving and all that stuff. Probably would have been better if some of it was earlier in the book, but I guess I'll take it. So Lyra is, like, drunkenly being like, I should have taken, like, the Queen's offer when she gave it to me. And Andy is like, what offer? What are you talking about? But I may be remembering incorrectly, but wasn't there an earlier chapter where Andy was told that something was going on and that Lyra might be wanting to stay behind on her homeworld? Like, wasn't she already told about this offer? I thought she was. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but she seems completely baffled. Don't worry, they're reconciling. Within this chapter, they had their little tiff and now they're reconciling, which is fine, but like it might be better to drag it out a little bit longer, have characters upset with each other for a little bit longer. I don't know, maybe that's just me. So they fight and they reconcile and they drink together, and Lyra's very upset, obviously, because her homeworld has been attacked and her brother is almost dead down in the cargo hold, but Alfie is here taking care of him, so he'll probably live. But like they say that it should take them a day to get back to where the general is. So like why didn't they just take Vallon right away? A lot of things could have happened to prevent this attack if they had really been thinking.
I am too smart. I am too smart.
I wonder if we're ever going to find out who sabotaged the ship. It's probably the general. He's got something going on with the evil queen, but... What's up? It's Future Julian from the future, here to lay some spoilers on ya. We never find out what happened with the ship. It is literally a plot convenience contrived to get Lyra down to her planet so we can have a longer book while she has emotional issues over her family. That's it. Wow. I feel like I don't need to tell you guys not to do that shit. But I'll see you with the next chapter, either in a little while or in a few seconds.
I won't need my high school diploma anymore. I am too smart. I am too smart.
It's that time again. It's time to shout out this month's lovely patrons: Lennox, Amanda, Thelia, Jenny, Joseph, Kim, Lisa, Sabby Panda, Sam, Sarah, Savvy, and Scribbling Cat. I'm still so astounded and honored that I have so many awesome patrons helping me out. You guys rock.